Encounters with law enforcement are stressful, but the more you know about your rights, the better prepared you'll be if you get pulled over. Drivers must be aware of what police officers can and can't do at a traffic stop. I've outlined some of our top tips for drivers when being pulled over by police. First, make safety a top priority. If flashing blue lights are behind you, pull over when possible. But don't disregard your well-being. Many people panic and stop their vehicles in unsafe areas. Turn on your hazard lights and drive a little slower. This tells the police officer you're complying with the request. Continue driving until you find a secure space. It is your right as a driver to wait to pull over until you feel safe. Choosing a secure area protects you, your passengers, and the police officer from harm. The best places to pull over are well-lit streets or parking lots. If the officer is driving an unmarked police car, stop where other people are around. You can also call 911, give your location, and verify the vehicle belongs to a police officer. Once you have safely pulled over, turn off your ignition. Place both hands on the steering wheel and wait for the officer. By having your hands visible, the cop will know you're not a threat. Do not get out of the car. That will give the impression you have something to hide. Roll down your window halfway. Leave enough space to hand any vehicle documentation to the police officer. And if it's dark, turn on your vehicle's interior lights. Stay calm while you wait for the officer to approach. Any passengers should remain seated with their hands on their laps. Police officers in Louisiana require reasonable suspicion of criminal activity to pull over drivers. The reasons may include speeding, running a traffic light, having a broken tail light, or swerving between lanes. When the police officer responds, it may be recorded on his body cam, which could potentially be used in your defense later. If an officer asks you why you think you were pulled over, you don't have to answer. Instead, claim you're unsure of what you did wrong and ask the cop to explain. Even if you know you broke the law, you don't need to confess. The Fifth Amendment states that a citizen may remain silent. An officer cannot force you to answer questions or admit wrongdoings without being in a court of law. Do not supply the officer with your ID, license, or registration until he or she is asked. Don't attempt to speed up the process by handing over your documents as soon as the cop approaches your vehicle. Do not take your hands off the steering wheel until the officer requests that you do. Reaching into your car could be misinterpreted as a sign of aggression or an attempt to hide evidence. Once the cop explains why you're being pulled over and asks for your documents, then supply your state license, proof of insurance, and vehicle registration. While you do not have to answer the officer's questions or confess wrongdoing, you should be respectful and polite. If the incident was minor, you know you broke the law, and you don't plan on fighting the ticket, apologize for your wrongdoing. Saying, "I'm sorry," can be the difference between a hefty fine and a warning. Talking to cops may be nerve-wracking, but try to remain calm and collected. Cooperate as much as possible. But know that the cop may be trying to escalate the situation and make you appear suspicious of other crimes. Especially if you have an out-of-state plate and shady story about your travels. He'll be looking for signs of nervousness, such as sweating on your forehead and shaky voice. Before you know it, you could be waiting for the K-9 to come. Nowadays, people are quick to whip out their cell phone and start taking video. You may attempt to record your encounter with the police as long as you don't interfere with their work. The footage can be used later to ensure both parties comply with the law. If you're recording, let the officer know immediately. But be careful, as attempting to record will surely anger the officer. You can be sure that you'll get on his bad side fast. Police don't need a warrant to search your car. However, they need to have probable cause. The officer may search your car if they see or smell anything in plain view. So don't leave your marijuana roaches in the ashtray. Also, it would be best if you don't ride and smoke marijuana. If the officer requests consent to search your vehicle, you can say no. But you might have to wait out the bringing of the K9 to do a sniff. If you or someone you know has been pulled over and subsequently arrested for anything such as a drug charge, DWI, or anything else, we can help. Also, if you feel that you've been wrongfully pulled over, we have your back. We protect our clients' criminal records and ensure law enforcement officials are not abusing their power. So give us a call.